Hello and welcome to the August New Model Monday Live with Bachmann. Um, I had a message there that my audio was muted, but I don't think that's the case. Tyler, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, we will just ignore that then. All right, yeah. So, hello to everybody. Thanks for joining us on this warm August evening. This is one of, at least personally, my two favorite live streams to do per year because we're talking about all new products. But before we move into that, Tyler, you and I, of course, we just got back from the NMRA National Train Show in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Um, Tell me a little bit about your some of your experiences at the show.
Yeah, it was a very good show. Always great to meet with our fans in the modeling community, especially in the southeast. It's been a while since we've done a major show in that region of the U.S. It was very well attended and well organized, and I think people were very happy for the announcements, which we're going to go over here in a few minutes. Uh, Great layouts, all kinds of different vendors, some great deals. What's not to like?
Yeah, yeah, I think you and I both walked away with some good deals there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, and of course, Chattanooga is a town that's known for trains beyond the convention. And We were both able to get out and do a little bit of rail fanning as well. I was able to go out to the Chattanooga Norfolk Southern Yard, which is just one of the most incredible rail fanning spots I think I've been to. And I've been, all over the country, Cajon Pass, all those places. I don't think I've ever had an hour of train watching that was action packed as watching the yard in Chattanooga. It was just constant train after train. And Tyler, you went out to the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, right?
Yeah, well, we both made visits there on separate days. But yeah, I went out there, did the Missionary Ridge local trip. Uh, Got to see their restoration shop, the turntable, everything that they have on display. Essentially everything in their collection. I think absolutely worth the trip. This makes me want to go back there in the future and do one of their all day excursions.
I know, yeah. There's so much to do there. There's not enough time when you're there for business.
Yeah, unfortunately not, but there's always next year.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so of course with that, um, that all being said, it is it was also the place where we announced our mid-year announcements for 2026. And in this live stream, we're going to be talking pretty much all about those. A little bit more to talk about as well, but mostly we'll be going over these announcements and just a little bit more detail about them, and we'll answer some questions as well. We'll monitor the chat, and at the end, we'll, as usual, go through the Q&A and answer any questions you might have about our upcoming models. So I'm going to bring up I know, Tyler, you've got it on the screen there as well. I'm going to bring up the digital version on the screen. It should be hopefully easier for people to see, and we will get this thing started.
Yes, we will. And just to answer a quick question that was in the chat, we will be covering the Thomas and Friends announcements. As we mentioned previously in the video, which went live on the Friday before the day of the show on August 1st. That just covers everything except the Thomas announcements, but we'll be discussing everything, including the Thomas announcements tonight, and we'll be able to go into a little more detail than we did in the YouTube video and answer any questions you have.
Absolutely, and also just on that note, we will be doing a Thomas Tuesday live stream with, well, actually, a Thomas Thursday live stream with Train World this Thursday. So, for a even more in-depth look at the Thomas announcements and more, make sure to tune into that. But let's get started with HO scale here. We've got the cover piece here, the beautiful Siemens Aero set in Amtrak Cascades colors. This is something that a lot of people have asked us about since the real thing was publicized, and it's a natural progression for us from the Ventures and the Chargers, and of course it's just a fantastic paint scheme and a very unique train.
It definitely is. This is expanding on the and modifying on the Siemens Venture platform, which of course we already have in HO scale and N scale. So the Arrow has essentially a fine tuning or a refinement of the venture car platform for longer distance services. So, in addition to Amtrak Cascade, which will be in this first production run and then the announcement here, they will also be going into service on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor and some of their other longer distance lines, replacing some of their older equipment, the Amfleet 1 cars in particular, and the Horizon cars and Talgo cars that are still in service. So
Yeah.
the just to go over briefly, there's a sort of differences, but the big spotting features on the Aero cars compared to the Venture cars, they do have a redesigned entry door and vestibule area, where rather than having the steps that slide out from underneath the doors, as on the Venture cars, they do have a panel that folds down with steps, similar to the Amfleet design. Uh, and these train sets or consists will have cab cars similar to the Venture cab car, but they have added a second side door entry at the front, specifically for entrance to the baggage compartment and into the operating cab, with the rear door remaining for passenger access.
Yeah.
And most importantly, for our purposes, we are modeling all these changes on our models of the Aero cars. So it won't just be the Venture cars with a new coat of paint. We are doing the specific tooling in partnership with Siemens and Amtrak to make the Aero cars completely accurate.
And that is something that's been consistent across the board with our Siemens products. All of our venture cars aren't even one size fits all. They all suit the exact prototypes that they're modeling. So that there's differences between the car types, like the first class, or sorry, the business class car, or the coach car, or the cafe, and obviously differences between the railroads that they're for as well. So just continuing on with that level of accuracy that we've established with this series.
Absolutely.
And of course, and Tyler, I'm sorry, I was fiddling around a little bit with the the we got an update on the streaming app here, so I was just checking out some stuff. But I apologize if you mentioned this already. But the cab car, of course, will come with TCS Wow Sound, just like the cab car for the venture cars. Um, with
Yeah, that's all good. I hadn't gotten to that yet, but yes, we'll have WoW sound with DCC operated lights and sound.
Yep, of course, no prime mover sounds, just the sounds that would be appropriate for a cab car without a motor in it.
That's correct. As you can see in the line listing on the bottom of the page, there will be we'll have the complete standard Cascades consist in this first release, which consists of one business class car, one cafe car, which also has coach seating in it, three coaches, and the cab car.
It's going to be a really nice consist, and we want to, unlike with the venture cars, we've for the most part been bringing those out a little bit at a time. With these, we felt it was necessary to release the whole train at once because it will be a fixed consist.
Exactly.
So,
But you can't have a complete consist without the locomotive.
absolutely not. So with that, we'll go on to page 2. And you'll see right there we have not one but two new charger additions. And these are not just your standard ALC42 chargers. These are the ALC42E, which is kind of the latest generation of ALC42. The difference between them and the standard chargers is that they come with with the capability to operate in either battery or electric mode, thanks to the ability to connect to uh, what would you call it, like a
Mhm. Yeah, so there's two different options, and these are specific to the Northeast Corridor train sets, as well as other services such as the Empire service. So they will come with these aero constants from the Northeast Corridor in the Northeast area. Will have either a battery car or what Siemens is calling the APV car.
that's
I
it,
believe,
yeah.
yeah, which I believe stands for alternate power vehicle. It has a pantograph on the roof.
Right, and now these will not be these features will not be used on the Cascades versions, but they when they placed the order for the new sets, they kind of piggybacked on the Amtrak National Network order that's going to the Northeast Corridor. So they're getting the same locomotive type with the same features, but they'll be running with a standard diesel only consist.
Yeah, that's correct. So the major spotting differences, looking at just the outside of the ALC 42E, it's and maybe a little hard to see on the illustration unless you're able to zoom in, Matt. But on the roof on the rear of the locomotive, there is a slight overhang, which is to accommodate the electrical plug uh, for the cables that will connect it specifically to the battery car. Uh, on the APV car, they use more traditional cables that are in the coupler and air hose area, but for the battery car for the Northeast Corridor consists, will connect up there at the roof with that plug on the rear of the ALC 42E. Uh, and our plan is we obviously have not announced the battery car yet. Haven't announced any of the Northeast Corridor cars yet, but we do plan to include the MU cables that connect to the roof with the battery car when we tool those up.
Or I guess we're giving that away right now, aren't we?
We are, but it's kind of a
It's
I
not,
think
not
people are
unexpected.
expecting, yeah, especially when we're doing the Amtrak locomotive. There's a few other minor spotting differences besides the roof and the electrical plug. There's a slightly different grill arrangement on the left side there in the illustration, which is similar to the ALC 40 SC42 DM on Metro North. And there's also a new windshield emergency access hatch, which you can't see in the illustration, but it will basically be on one panel of the windscreen on the locomotive. Will be able to pop out for emergency access through the front of the locomotive.
Mm-hmm. I do just have a photo I'm going to throw up on the screen of of the actual plug on the locomotives. So that's what the plug looks like there. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference in the lighting arrangement on the back as well as there's that kind of curved overhang there. So all of that will be replicated on the model just like it is on the prototype.
Mm-hmm. And getting into just from the visual aspect again with the paint schemes, you can see, as mentioned, we're doing both the Amtrak Cascades and the standard Amtrak. Well, standard being this is Phase 7, but it is a variation. You can see that they've added silver on the rear of the roof there above the Amtrak blue, with the idea that will line up with the stainless steel roofs on the aero cars for the Northeast Corridor service. So doesn't have a official variation yet. I don't know if people are going to start calling it Phase 7B, but as far as Amtrak's communicated to us, it's just Phase 7 is their terminology.
Yeah, I don't know if it constitutes enough of a difference to be its own phase.
Yeah, exactly. And for Amtrak Cascades, that does have the newest iteration of that paint scheme with the upgraded design compared to the paint scheme that was used on the older locomotives, the SC44 and the F59 PHI before that.
And it is worth noting that the SC44s are going to be retained when these new locomotives start operating, so that they actually are only getting two of these locomotives. The rest of the aero sets that they'll be running will be running with SC44s. So if you have one of our SC44s in the Cascades paint scheme, it will be appropriate to run that with the new aero consists.
Absolutely. Has yet to be seen if the SC44s will have the paint scheme updated, but I imagine they will look into doing that eventually.
Yeah, I think for the time being, I think they're planning on keeping them as is. There's a certain number of years that they have to go through to make a paint scheme worth its while.
Yes, that's correct. And just one more note before we move on to the next announcement. These chargers, of course, have all the same great features you've come to expect from our charger locomotives with TCS Wow Sound, audio assist, keep alive, all the same great features as the previous chargers.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, so That's that's our new Chargers and Aero cars. Moving on from that, we're going to go down here to a very different era of locomotive, but another one that we also got a lot of requests for. That, of course, is our 19th century 460, which we announced in N scale and are delivering this year. And of course, now, thanks to the overwhelming feedback we received through social media and various other platforms, we're also going to be bringing a 19th century 460 out in HO scale, but it's going to be a little bit different to the N scale one.
Yes, it is. I do want to say first off the bat, there were some questions about the prototypes. For the purposes of the announcement, because this model is still in the very early design and engineering stages. This illustration is not meant to be a final representation of what the tooling is going to look like. We actually took the N scale illustration and just scaled it up to HO scale, for the purposes, mainly just to show off the paint schemes that we're doing in HO scale. Uh, so as of right now, it resembles the N scale version, which is a Union Pacific prototype. However, that may be subject to change.
Yeah, very very likely to be subject to change, but we'll keep you updated on that as the development progresses.
Mhm.
Of
Yeah.
course, these are also TCS WoW sound equipped, fantastic sound set. And of course, that means they also come with a Keep Alive capacitor for smooth running. They'll be really nice locomotives. One of the design features that um, will be staying that's currently shown here in the artwork is we will be doing different stack styles depending on the prototype.
Yes, and as well as the coal load or the wood load in the tender, depending on what the prototype ran on.
Yeah, this will be a really nice locomotive. It's kind of it's the perfect bridge between the old time 440 and more modern locomotives like the Baldwin 10 wheeler and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you have the 440 American, which we've had in line for many years, most recently the redesigned version with DCC sound or DCC ready. Now you can have more than one old time 19th century locomotive in your fleet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have four paint schemes in this release, and some of them we carried over from N scale, but we wanted to change things up a little bit. We got to put some surprises out there sometimes. So we've got two returning paint schemes and two new paint schemes that we're not doing in N scale. The returning paint schemes being the famous Baltimore, Ohio Thatcher Perkins, the 147, which you see there, and the Pennsylvania Railroad, which we're doing in N scale. It is a different road number than HO scale. This is the 489. Then we have two paint schemes that are completely new as well. We have the Central Pacific number 25, the Yuba, a with the red cab and tender and the green lining and trucks. It's a very, very distinctive paint scheme, a little bit different from some of the paint schemes we did previously, like the Jupiter and Bison, where they had a lot of, they were primarily red and blue.
Yeah, but it still captures that ornate period of railroad design.
Absolutely. We also have a very famous locomotive here, which survives in the preservation. That's the Sierra Railway Number Three, sometimes known as the Movie Queen, because it's
Yeah,
been featured in so many movies and TV productions over the past 75 years since it's been in preservation. Just to name a few, most famously, Back to the Future Part Three, the Petticoat Junction TV series, and many more. Uh, It has been modified many times over the years since it was first built in, I believe, 1896. Uh, today it has some modifications. It's now an oil burner, has a steel cab. This is representing circa 1898. Its appearance after it moved from the Prescott and Arizona Central to the Sierra Railway. So this was the first paint scheme it wore on the Sierra Railway, and it was still equipped with a cowcatcher with a drawbar rather than a coupler. It has the wood cab it was built with, and it is coal fired. So we chose to represent that era so that it can fit right in with all the other original 19th century prototypes. But we imagine there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be doing some kit bashing and modifications to make it look like as it does today on the Sierra Railway or Railtown 1897, or in one of the many movies or TV shows it's been in.
Yeah, I'm actually already seeing some comments saying that people are going to do just that, which is great to see. I love to see the people getting into the modeling side of model railroading.
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, this is a very early in development project. The appearance and the features are subject to change. We'll make sure to keep you updated, especially once we receive the first engineering sample. So
Yep,
stay tuned.
definitely. I want to say just one other thing about Sierra 3. I think there was a video on YouTube. I looked up it. Had movie clips of like a ton of different movies that all use the same whistle clip, which is all Sierra number three, or different recordings of the whistle. So its movie fame extends from being actually making appearances to even its whistle being dubbed in for other locomotives or appearing in animations and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, extremely prolific.
Yeah, yeah. So jumping back to the modern era now, we've got a sort of a reintroduction with a little bit of difference, which is of course our ES44 AC. And Tyler, you want to talk about a little bit about the differences from the previous version? Of course, we only did one version before.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it off the previous version off our display here. So we first introduced our ES44 AC model back in 2014 uh, as part of the all the hype and celebration for the Norfolk Southern Heritage units. We had to get in on the hype. So here is our previous release of the ES44. This is the original Norfolk Southern Heritage paint scheme, not part of this release, but just to illustrate, we designed the tooling to be accurate to Norfolk Southern's uh, version of the ES44 AC, because that was the only operator that we were doing at the time. Uh, so we let it go away for a while after we sold out of the Norfolk Southern Heritage Unit series, and we decided it was worth bringing back, getting some present day locomotive representation in our line as far as 6 axle, 21st century power. Uh, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't just going to be the same Norfolk Southern version for all of the many operators that have GEVOs. So we are going to be doing some road name specific details on this second release. You can see here we've got 5 paint schemes representing 3 different railroads in this release. We have the standard CSX How Tomorrow Moves paint scheme, 2 commemorative units, the 911 or 911, I should say, Spirit of Our First Responders, the 3194 Spirit of Law Enforcement, as well as a standard Canadian National paint scheme and standard Norfolk Southern paint scheme. But getting into the road name specific details, there's going to be a number of them. First of all, the headlight placement. Norfolk Southerns, of course, have the special headlight above the windshield here. We're going to be tooling up a new cab that has the headlight in the nose, as most other major operators have. It's going to have the option of having the entrance door in the front of the nose on either the engineer side or the fireman's side, depending on the order it was built in, and with or without the window on that front door. We're going to have the option of having these free silver vents that you see here, the dynamic brake blower vents. We'll have the option of having all 3 open or some of them blocked out per the prototype. You can see on the Canadian National illustration, they actually have the front one blocked out. We're going to have the option of having with or without the rear ditch lights, which the CSX does not have, the Canadian National and Norfolk Southern do. And we're also going to have the correct trucks per the prototype. This is the standard high adhesion truck on the Norfolk Southern and the Canadian National. For the CSX units, they're equipped with the GE steerable truck, so we'll make sure to replicate that on the model.
And of course, the steerable trucks are designed for the locomotives to be able to navigate the tighter radiuses, especially found in coal routes in West Virginia and stuff like that.
There you go. This is also one other difference from the previous release. This is another new TCS Wow Sound locomotive for us. So it'll have keep alive capacitor. This particular decoder, it's the same model that we used in our Dash 8 we released a couple of years ago. It does not have audio assist. It does have keep alive and white mode, the multi-page functioning. So it's and most importantly the CD quality TCS sound.
Yeah. And if you're using an Easy Command Plus, the version that we have now for your DCC, audio assist is kind of not a necessary function anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to, if I can go on a little bit of tangent here a little bit. I have a personal friend, who's in the modeling community, and leading up to the national train show where we made this announcements, he was posting about, man, I hope that all these announcements at the national train show aren't just more Gevos. There's everybody makes Gevos. It's all everybody ever makes. And yes, there are a lot of Gevos, ES44, ACs, DCs, various different versions on the market. But we kind of look at it this way: they are the most popular locomotive currently in production. Every major North American railroad has one, uh, and it's the kind of locomotive it's like a lot of the other locomotives we have in our line: the GP40, the SD40-2, the GP38. That they're good sellers, and they're really popular with modelers across all different geographic regions and different focuses of modeling. As far as if you're in the modern era, and it's something that we at Bachmann have wanted to do, is to bring more modern locomotives into the fold. So, made sense for us to bring it back as a kind of filling a hole in our line of HO scale models. So there are many Gevos on the market, but this one is mine.
And it's also worth noting that we did try and go with some paint schemes on there. Obviously, the corporate schemes are the corporate schemes. We tried to choose some paint schemes that are not, high in availability from other manufacturers.
Yeah, exactly. And things that are not in recent production. So you may see that there's in this release there's not any America 250 models or CSX Heritage units, but it's not out of the question that we can do those in the future, especially with these tooling modifications we've made.
Right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we look forward to showing off the new tooling variations once we get samples.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go to the next page here, and we'll start at the top of the page 4 here, and we're going back into the world of Siemens here with the latest addition to our Midwest Venture Car series, which of course is the cafe car. So at this point, we now have the coach cars with 4 road numbers. We have the coach and business class married pairs, and now we have the cafe cars. So we have, I think at this point, all the cars that are currently in service in Amtrak Midwest are going to be part of the line.
Yes, everything that's currently in service. We know about the cab car. It's not in revenue service yet. It's never there's something that we have our eye on. But yes, this allows us to complete your Amtrak Midwest consist of everything that's in service. I should mention these cafe cars are also married pair cars, so they would be paired up with a married pair coach car in service. So they have the open gangway on one end and a vestibule door on the other. That has we do have the car specific exterior as we do on all the venture cars. Plus, we also have the newly tooled cafe car interior with the service counter and and the tables. So yeah, it's like all of our venture products, same level of quality. Has the user controlled marker lights, which you can toggle on and off the switches on the roof. The flicker free LED lighting, the optional NEM drawbar European coupler, which you can swap out with the included EasyMate couplers. So yes, you'll be able to complete your Amtrak Midwest consist very soon with these cars.
And do these have? I'm looking at the photos here, or the artwork here. Do these have an ADA door on one end and a regular door on the other, or are they the same type on both sides?
Yes, they do have an ADA door and wheelchair lift on the one end.
There you go. So that's another difference from the standard coach car. I believe the business class car also has that feature, right?
That's correct.
All right. So sticking kind of in the passenger car um, category, we also have three new additions to our American Freedom Train. This has been a very popular train to celebrate America's 250th. We brought out the limited edition 1,000-piece train set just ahead of the 250th anniversary, and it's been very well received. It's becoming a fantastic collector's piece, and if you haven't bought the set yet, now is definitely the time if you can find one available to retailer, because we are sold through about three-quarters of them at this point. Tyler's actually got the set here. So,
Yeah. Supplies are dwindling, so make sure that you get yours. This is a one-time limited edition run. The three cars that are included in the set, the two showcase cars and the observation cars, are exclusive to the set. Uh, but yeah, getting into these add-on cars, I'll turn the camera back over here. So we had just coming out just a couple of weeks ago. We had the first four in the series of the exhibit cars 101, 102, 103, and 104. So those are also available now at dealers. And we are moving along, right along in that series with the next three cars. So for those who may have missed the initial Freedom Train live stream we did a month ago, just a quick recap. There were 10 cars total in the consist. They had the exhibits of American history and artifacts inside, and people would walk through the train from front to rear, covering all, at the time, 200 years of American history. And there were also displays on the outside of the cars, picture windows and shadow boxes, each car representing 2 decades. So we're moving on now. In the first release, we covered the years from 1776 up to 1856. So we're representing 6 decades with this second run of exhibit cars.
and you,
So
of course, actually have samples of this one.
we do, yes. So a lot of this stuff is not in the sampling phase, but we do have the exhibit cars here. So car 105 covers the decades 1856 to 1866 and 1866 to 1876. So this is covering the Civil War period, obviously very eventful. I'll pull this up to the camera here. So we have the picture window side of the car with on my left, or yeah, your left actually, my right. We have Abraham Lincoln, and then we have Ulysses Grant, and illustrations or photographs of the Transcontinental Railroad, the Golden Spike Ceremony. And going over to the shadow box side, we have the mannequins in the Union and Confederate uniforms. And what was that other one? Oh yeah, we had just had some early mid 19th century railroad travel illustrations there. These cars are illuminated. The picture windows are lit from the back, and the shadow boxes are lit from above and the sides, just like they were in real life.
It's a
Here's
really
car
cool effect.
number one. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's a really cool effect because, like you said, it replicates the exact way the real shadow boxes were lighted.
Yeah, absolutely. Car 106 here, covering 1876 to 1886 and 1886 to 1896. So you've got a bicycles, widget tools here in the shadow boxes. Over here on the other side, you've got Grover Cleveland, the Statue of Liberty. We have the expansion into the Northwest Territories with the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, etc. And then rounding off this release, we have Car 107 covering 1896 to 1906 and 1906 to 1916. Got some, I like the old timey boxers that you can see in the one illustration on this car. And yeah, got a vintage Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey poster on there as well.
Oh, very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you've got your Freedom Train set and you've got the first four exhibit cars and you're just begging to get more to keep building your contest out, we expect those to arrive next year. I should note that some of the dates that you see in the brochure, like all the information here are subject to change. We did just talk with the sales team today. They are expecting the Freedom Train cars in 2027.
But not too late into the year. It'll be pretty early in the year.
Yes, it won't be too long of a wait.
So moving from those to some more new tooling.
Yeah.
Those, of course, were new tooling last year, but now for some brand new tooling, we're introducing another. As Tyler was saying, we're trying to introduce some more modern equipment to our HO scale freight roster. So we're joining the 60-foot boxcar series, which seems to be very popular among rail railroads right now. With the 60-foot 9-inch National Steel Car, or NSC, high cube boxcar.
Yeah, this is a very exciting project for us. First time we've of course done boxcars before, but this is a biggest boxcar we've ever done and the most modern we've ever done. Continuing on the line of modern freight cars we had with the steel coil car and the Trinity 5161 covered hopper, we now have a boxcar to go with them. So these were built in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada in the late 1990s. This is part of a common design that was drawn up by TTX, the railcar leasing company. They were looking for vast numbers of brand new modern boxcars to lease out to railroads across the country, across North America. And they came up with this design for a 60-foot, 9-inch high cube boxcar with two plug doors. And they shopped it around to a couple different builders because they found that they needed so many boxcars that one manufacturer couldn't handle them all. So there were very similar cars that were built by Trinity, Greenbrier, now part of Gunderson, and then you had NSC as well, which were, I believe, the least plentiful and they had the shortest production run, but there were still thousands and thousands of these boxcars built, and you can still find them very easily on the rails today. So,
and something worth noting about these is that these are the only examples of the NSC version currently being planned for production in HO scale. So, while you may have examples from the other manufacturers, they all have slight design differences. So, if you really want to complete your modern freight roster, these are going to be an indispensable addition.
yeah, they really are. And not only is it a very very common, very modern car that that we're including in this fleet. That's very exciting. What's also exciting is the level of detail we're going to have in this model.
Oh yeah,
Because this model is going to have, it may be very well be the most detailed freight car that we've ever designed. We just got the first tooling drawings from our factory earlier today, and we're reviewing them. And this is going to have all kinds of separately applied detail. You've got the security latches and hardware on the doors; those will all be separate. You're going to have separate ladders on the sides, all the brake rigging underneath the car, and separate ladders, grab irons, and the brake wheel on the ends of the car.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really fantastic car and a worthy addition to any freight roster. And of course, as you can see here, we've got 2 road numbers per paint scheme. We're doing TTX, which of course was the the reason behind the existence of these cars. But we're doing them with the modern version of their paint scheme, which has an updated logo. I think it was around, what was it, Tyler, around 2015 that they updated their logo?
I believe so. Yeah, and these particular road numbers they were actually delivered with the the classic TTX logo, the black and white italic text with the serif font, and they were patched over with just some new yellow paint and then the new red and brown TTX logo on top of it. So we have two road numbers for those.
And
Uh,
you might be able to see it there. We are actually replicating the patched appearance of the application of the new logo. So the yellows don't quite match with the yellow of the car itself, exactly as you see on the prototype.
yeah, exactly. Uh, we have Canadian Pacific as the next road name, which I believe is the second most prolific operator of these cars or owner of these cars besides TTX. So you can see there, it's got the beaver and shield logo on the left side. Very attractive looking paint scheme there. We have CSX, which didn't have many NSC box cars, but they did have a handful, I think a couple dozen. And we've got two of them represented here. And the last road in here, we will cop to. This is not a this is not a paint scheme that was originally on the NSC car. These were on very similar Trinity box cars built by Trinity. But we do have the Union Pacific, a very recent paint scheme with the anti-vandalism high reporting marks high above the car. The idea being that be a lot more difficult for a let's say a graffiti artist to paint over them and obscure what the reporting marks and the road number on the car. Got the Union Pacific logo nice and high as well. Uh, so we wanted to make sure that we had some good geographical variety in this release. So we decided to get the Union Pacific road name in there. Of course, there are still many other NSC boxcar operators that we do plan to make in a future release.
Yep, this is just the start. So I think that pretty much concludes HO scale. So moving to the next page here, we've got we've got
Yes,
some more HO scale, but it's we're into scenery items now. So I'm sorry, Tyler, what was that?
yeah. I was just going to say we do have some accessories to get into.
Yeah, so we've got
So
a couple of new additions to our girder bridge series. Tyler, do you have these samples on hand?
I do.
All right. So there you go.
Yeah, BNSF and New York Central. There are latest in this series. I think we're up to 10 girder bridges with railroad graphics in them at this point. Uh, these have nickel silver rails, just like the other bridges in the collection, designed to connect right with your other easy track pieces. Of course, if you like the graphics so much, but you don't have easy track, it is pretty easy to just cut off the connectors on the deck of the bridge right here. Those should be out very soon. These we may be able to sneak in at the end of the year. If not, they'll be out very early next year.
Yep. Pretty excited about that BNSF one myself.
Mhm.
And then we also have some new additions to our figure series for Scenescapes. We've got these are fully built and fully painted figures, so they're ready to go on your layout. We've got a selection of 20th century pedestrians and 20th century assorted people, all wearing the kind of outfits you'd expect to see in the transition era in the 40s, 50s, and maybe the early 60s. You've got a variety of you've got some people looking like they're headed to work. You've got kids playing. You've got somebody fishing. Mother pushing a baby. It's a great selection of figures to bring your layout to life. And of course, we haven't forgotten about the modern modeler. We have a selection of commuters and modern commuters. Now, why are there commuters and modern commuters? Well, commuters are a little bit more era flexible. They're probably, I would say that based on their appearance, they're probably 1980s to early 90s would be the most appropriate era for them. But they'd still work for the modern day as well. The biggest difference with the modern computers is you've got a bunch of good people there holding cell phones, as is so typical to see when you're out commuting in the city today. So these, like I said, are all fully painted, ready to go, and yeah, they're a great addition to add some life to your model railroad.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the modern commuters, especially, they're very badly needed. I think in the market. Not everybody dresses like it's the 1950s anymore. So
Some people still do.
this is true.
And then, of course, we have one addition to our HON30 narrow gauge series. HON30, for those who don't know, is HO scale, but it runs on N scale track. It's replicating roughly 2 foot gauge narrow gauge. And in this series, we've been um, predominantly modeling or replicating locomotives and cars from Welsh narrow gauge lines in the UK, including the Festiniog and the Talyllyn Railway. And with these cars, we're also adding the Corris Railway into there, which is very closely tied with the Talyllyn Railway in history. Of course, it's the railway that a number of the famous locomotives on the Talyllyn Railway originated from, and is in itself a tourist line that's been reopened today. But this is the open end door wagon. It was used. It was also known as a gravity wagon. So these were used. They were hauled one way, mainly used for hauling slate, but they didn't haul. They did haul other loads as well. As you'll see, there's a mail wagon, but they would be hauled one way uphill by the steam locomotives, and they would then be when it was time for them to head back down the line. Each car would have a brakeman sitting on the end of it who'd be able to man that long handbrake you can see, and they would run down the hill controlled by gravity alone. So a pretty cool piece of rail history, and great addition to either your Talyllyn or your Corris Railway. Um, as you can see, we've got the mail wagon there, which, as it sounds, was designed to carry mail loads. You've got the standard Corris Railway paint scheme. Then you've got the Talyllyn Railway number 5, which is replicating one of these cars as it appears in preservation today. And you've got Great Western Railway as well, which, for those of you who are familiar with British trains, the Great Western Railway was one of the big four um, pre-nationalization railways, and of course dated much further back than that. And in the 1920s, in the late 1920s, the Corris Railway was actually sold to the Great Western Railway, and their rolling stock in the last 18 years or so of the line's existence, they were painted into the standard Great Western Railway freight scheme. So you've got both the pre-Great Western and the Great Western eras there represented. These will go great with the Sir Hayden locomotive, which is due to arrive before the end of the year, which is, of course, a Corris locomotive, which now runs on the Talyllyn Railway, as well as our already in circulation Talyllyn locomotive. And we've got some other Welsh narrow gauge cars from the Festiniog that are about to arrive as well. So it's a good time to be a narrow gauge modeler for Welsh narrow gauge.
I just wanted to be clear. So you're saying when they went down the hill by gravity, and then there was a brakeman on each wagon that controlled the speed, so they were just riding along down the hill.
Pretty much, yeah. It was not the safest job in the world, but
Living on the
for whatever
edge.
reason, that was the way they did it. And they're actually some of these railways, I believe, still do demonstrations of this process today.
Yeah, I guess it's not that different from when you would have a here in the U.S. a brakeman walk on the roof of cars, just a lot tinier.
Yeah, definitely different times.
Yes, I want to see somebody model that. Put a work.
Well, with a working brakeman,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some way to do it with like something in the track or something. We'll leave that up to the creative
yeah. I
modelers
mean,
out
just
there.
I mean, just having the figure riding along in the car,
Oh,
ready to.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
You may be able to adapt one of our seated passengers for that or something.
yeah. I think it's time to get to the page, the moment that a lot of people have been waiting for.
Yes. And not only the page in the moment, but the announcement that a lot of people have been hoping for a long time. And that is, of course, we are officially moving forward with the retool of Thomas and Percy in HO scale. Um, Thomas and Percy were the first locomotives to be introduced to the line way back in 2002, and that was before even the CGI era of the series had been launched. So there were not a lot of references to go off of, and of course, times have moved on. The fidelity and the detail that's possible on models has moved on since then, and it was time to move on with these locomotives. So Thomas and Percy are being retooled with the appropriate level of detail and appearance as they to bring them up to the same level that you're accustomed to with our most recent locomotive announcements in the Thomas range.
Yeah, exactly, and they'll also be very similar in appearance to the large scale and end scale versions of Thomas and Percy as well. Of course, with the CGI era faces, uh, we are starting completely from scratch. However, so we're looking to make this the definitive Thomas and Percy in HO scale.
Yes, and they will retain features that you've come to know and love. Like they will continue to have the moving eye mechanism, and they will continue to have the same functionality that they have now. So it's a but one thing that they will have that will be new that we know a lot of people have also been asking for is they will have front couplers.
Yes, they will. So now they can properly push the troublesome trucks around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then,
I think now can be a good time to note that we know that the Thomas and Friends is of course getting the newly reimagined reboot series coming up, and we which we're of course aware of. We had discussions with Mattel, and we got the okay to keep things on the CGI era because that's going to be the most consistent with everything else we've done in HO scale, especially in recent years.
yeah, and it's not impossible that we might visit the new era of Thomas and Friends at some point in the future. But for now, we're sticking with the consistency in the line, like Tyler said, and we're excited to bring Thomas and Percy up to the level of detail that they deserve.
Absolutely. And I will say, while it's being asked right now, we can't make any promises yet. There are a couple other characters that may be candidates for redesigns, but it'll take some time, to have the capacity. But we have had some discussions about that.
We have, yeah. And we, of course, do have an all new locomotive announcement as well. Um, Another one that's been very highly requested over the years and maybe came a little bit out of left field because I think people had maybe even kind of given up that this could be a possibility. But we are introducing Diesel 10. Diesel 10, known, of course, for his signature claw and or arm and claw, which I believe is called Pinchy.
That I was going to say, you got it. Its name is Pinchy. You got to give it respect.
And yeah, so he'll be a pretty exciting new announcement to the range. Of course, we've had a lot of questions already about how is he going to look, how is he going to function. Obviously, it's no secret that all of our Thomas and Friends products are designed to be appropriate for 8 plus, so they do have to pass certain um, manufacturing restrictions to allow them to be able to pass 8 plus. What that means for Pinchy is we can't go all out on the full on every small detail that you'd like to potentially like to see on it, but we are going to do our best to make it as functional as possible. What we're aiming for is to have a opposable arm that can move up and down and hopefully pivot 360 degrees as well. But it's still in the development phase, and we're seeing what's possible.
Hmm. Yeah, it'll all be subject to making sure it can make it through those consumer product safety tests. But I think I have seen that there have been some comments in the perception that we may have said at one point that the claw will not be able to open or close.
Hmm.
And I'm just going to to say that, just to dispel that, that hasn't been a final decision yet.
No, it's been. I think where that may have come from is we had people at some of the shows, or some of the shows at the show, the one show that we've talked about this so far, asking about it, and my response was we can't guarantee that the claw will open or close, just because we're not far enough along in development for that.
Mhm. Yeah, but we know he's been highly requested, and we're happy to be making him happen. So we look forward to bringing him out.
Absolutely. We do have some more Thomas and Friends announced in HO scale as well. We have some wagons. We got three stone wagons in their authentic colors as seen in the series, with a stone load. And I don't know why it's taken us this long, but we're introducing the chocolate syrup tanker in HO scale. It's been in large scale for a little while, and only made sense for it to come into HO as well.
Yeah, for sure. I do. I can say with 100% certainty that it does not include real chocolate syrup. Unfortunately,
Well, you don't know. You never know. No, 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 it doesn't.
do not. Don't try that at home.
No.
Yeah.
uh,
Also, the stone wagon will have the removable load that's included with it. Is going to be the same part that we're using in the new China clay wagon, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It always helps the ability to make these new tooled pieces if we can use them in multiple ways. And the China clay load and the stone load are pretty good substitutes for each other. So we used it for both.
Mhm.
But of course, it will be painted as stone. And then just some very, very basic line art here for these. This is yet all yet to be finalized in terms of their exact appearance, but we are introducing the V-tipper wagon for our HON 30 narrow gauge Thomas and Friends line. Another wagon that I know has been highly requested over the years. And these I can say with a fair amount of certainty will be able to be tipped by hand. So they will have a pivoting hopper.
Yeah. Do you? Because these are presumably based on a real prototype. Do you know where the real prototype came from?
So there are several prototypes that have been drawn from over the years with Thomas Prince Penny. If you look at the Railway series, or if you look at the CGI or the Model Era, but I believe we're probably going to go with the ones that are based on the Talifon Railway, which
That's
makes the most sense.
Yeah. That's what I thought of it. It was a Teleflin.
Yeah, but these were also seen variations of these were seen on pretty much all the narrow gauge industrial lines in Wales, just for their versatility of use. So there's definitely application for these outside of the Thomas sphere as well.
Absolutely.
All right, Tyler, we're moving into your scale.
Yeah. Well, it's not my scale. It's the people's scale. Yeah.
Spoken like a true N scaler.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going into N scale, and not as many announcements as we got, at HO, taking up half the section. But I think we've got some pretty exciting ones. Starting off with locomotives, we are reintroducing our Alco 260 locomotive for the first time in about almost 10 years, I believe. We did a run back in the mid 2010s with DCC on board. Uh, this is, this was new tooling at the time. You know, Distinct from the older 260 tooling that we had previously. This is based on a Green Bay and Western prototype in particular, and we felt it was time to bring it back. For this release, we're doing them as DCC ready, and we'll include a Next 18 socket in the tender to install the decoder of your choice. It will
So
have space
that'll
for
be
a
a new feature on this run, right?
Yes, it is. First time we've done them in DCC ready. It will also have space for a speaker. This is the second locomotive we've done with Next 18 after the GP38-2, which we put out a few years ago. Has all the same cosmetic features, working couplers on the front and rear, separately applied metal railings, grab irons, detailed cab interior, the whole 9 yards. And we've got four paint schemes. Two of them are new road numbers for previously releases. That's the Pennsylvania and the actually, I believe the Union Pacific is new to N scale as well. I don't remember if we made that one before. We also
Yep.
have two.
Road numbers, no matter what.
Yes, correct. And we have two brand new paint schemes. We have the Delaware Lackawanna and Western 565. That locomotive does survive today at the Steamtown National Historic Park, although it is not fully restored at this time. It does still survive, and we have the Southern Railway as well. So this
Very
was
nice.
another highly requested model. Had many people say it was one of their favorite steam locomotives that we've done in N scale, so it was about time to bring it back.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorites in HO as well.
And then we
So
have moving into diesel power, we have a brand new model for N scale. Well, it does use some existing tooling, but it's a first time we're doing this particular model, and that is the very popular and venerable EMD GP9. So we've previously done the GP7. That is another one from the mid 2010s. It's been a while since it's been in line. Never did the GP9 until now, however. So this will use the same drivetrain and chassis as the GP7, but we'll have the GP9 specific body shell with the different vent configurations. Uh, and when we did the GP7, it was a DCC on board locomotive without sound. For the GP9, we are introducing it with Soundtrack's Economy on board.
we've got a couple of pretty interesting paint schemes to go with it as well.
Yeah, we've got some good color variety here and some geographic variety as well. We have a Canadian National in the green and gold paint scheme. This is the as delivered variation. There were, I think, two or three versions of the green and gold paint scheme where they changed some of how the stripes were painted and certain things with the lettering and logos. This is how it looked when it was first in service, including it's green all the way down to the trucks and fuel tank, which were black on later repaints, but they are green on this version. We have a Norfolk and Western in a somewhat uncommon paint scheme, and that's the what's nicknamed the Redbird or the Tuscan Red passenger livery. Uh, Many of these locomotives were used in dual service, including on the Norfolk and Western, and they painted some in the passenger livery to match their red passenger cars. This locomotive is preserved today at the Virginia Museum of Transportation. We have the another preserved unit, the Pennsylvania Railroad 7048. This one is preserved up at the top of Horseshoe Curve, the viewing area there. And we have Santa Fe 2949 in the freight bonnet livery with black trucks.
And
It
it's
was
worth noting that I think 3 out of 4 of these schemes have not been done in either at all or in recent history in N scale by any manufacturer. So um, they're all new in pretty much every respect.
absolutely new to Bachmann and new to the hobby as a whole.
I really like that Santa Fe freight bonnet. It's interesting seeing a high hood locomotive wearing it, but it works for it. It looks nice.
Yeah, it definitely does.
All right, so moving into N scale rolling stock, just one announcement, and Tyler again, you can take it from here. Um, but it's a pretty cool one, and I know a lot of people have been asking for this as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we are bringing our short body bay window transfer caboose, which we introduced in HO a couple years ago, into N scale. Uh, this particular model is based on a design that was originally built by the Missouri Pacific. Now, these kind of cabooses with the large platforms in the ends are common, and the small cabins. They're commonly called transfer cabooses. On the Missouri Pacific, they did use them in regular, long distance road service. So the smaller design of the cabin was basically a cost saving measure. Uh, But in any case, does represent the typical transfer caboose design. And this specific design was copied by a number of other railroads and car builders after the Missouri Pacific introduced it. You have right below that the CSX. That car is of Family Lines heritage. So Family Lines, the Louisville and Nashville, and the Clinchfield, they had a very large number of these cars, which were very close copies of the Missouri Pacific design. You have the Southern Pacific number one, which was a one-off design uh, in the same style, slightly different roof, but this model is pretty close to what the Southern Pacific came up with. And last, you have the Union Pacific 13737 in the Armor Yellow, which was a former Missouri Pacific caboose, which Union Pacific inherited after they purchased Missouri Pacific. Uh, Not many of those cabooses ever received a full repaint under UP, but at least one did.
Yep.
So those are all the paint schemes. But getting into the tooling itself, this is a all new tooling for N scale. Everything the trucks, the chassis, the body, completely brand new. Has same separately applied details as far as the handrails, the smokestacks, the underbody details that the HO version has. Working couplers on both ends, of course, metal wheels, and look forward to bringing something a little different to N scale.
Yeah. I want to note, just also expand a little bit on, you're obviously completely correct saying that these were designed as road cabooses, but being some of the last cabooses ever designed, their life as road cabooses was fairly short-lived compared to others, and having these long platforms did allow them to be put into shoving platform use and transfer use. Once cabooses were phased off of road trains.
Yeah, they had very long careers. Starting in the late 1970s when the Missouri Pacific built their cars, and some are still in service today.
So that's
That covers
that's it for
all
N
the
scale rolling stock, and of course we've got N scale Thomas announcements as well.
yes,
Um,
we do. No engine character in Thomas and Friends for N scale this year. We know there's been some popular requests that we're keeping in mind. We decided to hold off on announcing anything until we get caught up on some of the previous announcements, Diesel and Paxton and Henry. So once we get those out in the market, we definitely plan to introduce another character. But we do have some rolling stock and a new accessory to make up for it.
we do, yeah. So we've got the natural progression from Gordon's Express coaches, which are due to arrive this fall. We've got the Red Express coaches. We also have a couple of new additions to our plank wagon range with the Sodor Coal Company wagon and the mining wagon. Both of these come with coal loads, which is a new tool for N scale. We have not had the coal load available in this range yet, so we're happy to introduce that. It will be removable just like on the HO model, so you can run them with or without the load. And we're also bringing the very popular Funfair vans to N scale as well. These were immensely popular in HO scale, and they're coming to large scale as well. And only made sense for us to bring them into N scale too. And like Tyler said, we have no new locomotive announcements, but we have something pretty big, which I think hopefully makes up for it. Which is we have a home for your locomotives, and most importantly for your steam team. So we have Tidmouth Sheds, which will be designed pretty much the same way as the HO1. It'll be a kit, but it'll be snapped together, no glue necessary. And we do actually have tooling samples of these. Tyler, did you happen to grab that sample?
I think it's still up on your above your desk, isn't it?
Oh, then I guess it's up to me, isn't it? All right, let
Yeah,
me let me grab that.
yeah. Just be careful because it's a
It's not fully in one piece up here, so I'm going to attempt to bring it down.
yeah. So some of you may have noticed when we announced our standard N scale roundhouse a couple of years ago that there were some visual similarities. And we can say that yes, we were always planning to make Tim Sheds as well in N scale. and just now is the time to announce it. So this we have a sample that's mostly assembled. Matt's doing some quick repairs on it. This will be a kit very similar to the HO scale version. Pretty snap fit, no glue required. Has the opening doors, which are spring loaded, so that you can bring your locomotives in and out of the sheds, and the doors will close behind them. Uh, Comes in the standard Tim Sheds colors, of course, the green walls, gray roof, green doors. We don't have it shown in the brochure, but this will include the specific parts for the Thomas and Friends turntable, the same way that we did in HO scale. So you'll be able to get our the separately sold N scale Easy Track turntable and interchange it with the Thomas and Friends parts.
Oh,
And we'll include five straight pieces of nickel silver Easy Track to put inside the stalls as well.
all right. So I'm gonna show this partially assembled version here.
Yeah,
So here you go. This is obviously unpainted. We don't have a painted sample yet.
yeah. This is after Diesel 10 broke into the side of it with Pinchy.
There you go.
Yeah,
So you can see you've got you've even got the roof supports on the inside there,
hmm
authentically modeled.
yeah.
Tyler said
We'll
you've got the spring-loaded doors.
yeah, we'll get it fully repaired and show it off on the Facebook Thomas Tuesday post tomorrow, so
Yeah,
you can get a look at it.
that is a good idea.
hmm And
Yeah,
I think that covers everything for N scale, Thomas and Friends, and N scale in general. But we did promise we had announcements in every scale this year, and
we
we
do.
did.
So with that, let's move on to ON30 scale. And in ON30, we have we did want to bring a locomotive out in ON30 this year because we were well aware that there was not a locomotive in the catalog this year for separate sales. So um, we did a lot of we received a lot of feedback for what people were looking for, and it landed on the Davenport 040 gas mechanical. Now this is not just a re-release of the previous version. It's all new paint schemes. It will have metal gears. Is that correct, Tyler?
That's correct. Metal gears, DCC sound, equipped for the first time from the factory. We'll have a capacitor as well. Very important for a switcher with a wheelbase that tiny.
And of course, it's got some pretty cool paint schemes. We've got Bethlehem steel in the plant paint scheme, which was the for the internal locomotives. So that these are the ones that would shuttle heavy components and materials around the plants.
Yeah,
It's orange and black.
yeah. Somewhat of a proto freelance scheme. As far as we could tell from our research, we don't think that Bethlehem Steel had a Davenport specifically. They had Porters and Whitcomb diesel locomotives, and the uh, the I-beam logo on the side has a little bit of a you know proto freelance touch there, but it's certainly hypothetical and will fit right in the steel mills. Uh, the Sumter Valley number 101 there. Give a quick backstory on that. That was a that was a Davenport that did exist. It's at the Colorado Railroad Museum today. It's painted up in Rio Grande colors. That was its original paint scheme. The light gray colors. That was used at the Sumter Valley's connection with the Union Pacific at the South Baker Mills, and it was actually equipped with a the couplers could be raised and lowered so that could switch both standard gauge and narrow gauge cars. Uh, Not something that we are able to do on this model, but it can at least switch the narrow gauge cars out just fine.
Can. And
And
then
we
we've
made
got
sure to
two painted on letters as well. Go ahead, Tyler. I think you're about to talk about those.
yeah, just a red and black, which can fit in with pretty much any freelance railroad or industrial operation, and then the black and orange which is Rio Grande inspired, and it's very similar to the paint scheme that Sumter Valley unit wears at the Colorado Railroad Museum.
So nice, a nice little addition. And this will have DCC and sound. I did see a couple of questions, people asking what the sound system would be. We haven't finalized the sound set yet. We will keep you updated on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then also in Owen 30, we wanted to bring back a car that hasn't been in the line for a while, but it's a very versatile car. Has a lot of uses. That is, of course, the Woodside boxcar with opening doors. Um, a fantastically detailed car. It's got the wood planks, or imitation wood planks on the inside. It's got the sliding doors and even the end doors as well. But we wanted to do some new paint schemes for it, so we're doing the Rio Grande with the speed lettering, or the Flying Grand lettering, which we had not done before on this car. We're doing East Broadtop 170, which is a actual Woodside car that the East Broadtop Railroad had, and will be a natural addition to the East Broadtop freight and passenger sets and other separate sale items we produced for the East Broadtop in the last couple of years. We have the Florence and Cripple Creek with their very eye-catching gold belt line
Mm-hmm.
graphic on the side, and a peanut unlettered car in gray, which could be used as is, or could provide a great primer base for whatever color you might want to paint the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of potential for freelancing there. Florence and Cripple Creek is a another car that is preserved at the Colorado Railroad Museum.
Yeah, if you see a P next to a P icon next to the cars, that means preserved. And it's being modeled in its as preserved appearance. So that's it for Owen 30 this time. There's a couple of announcements, but we are keeping them coming. And now we're going to conclude things here with large scale, and it's quite a conclusion, isn't it, Tyler?
It really is. We decided, large scale. We had to go large and do another big locomotive. So this is our next 1 to 29 scale release, the EMD E8. Uh, Very iconic, of course, passenger locomotive. One of the most popular in the six axle EMD range. Almost the one of the last miles produced, one of the most prolific. Many of them still in preservation today. Originally delivered in passenger service, but many of them did go into freight service later in their lives. Uh, this is like all of our 1 to 29 locomotives. This is a previous Aristocraft release. A couple questions about if there will be things that we're changing from the Aristocraft release, and I can't say at this time. Right now, our main focus is on getting the tooling ready to bring it back into production, and doing any re-engineering that's necessary to produce it as is. But we're certainly going to look into improvements where we can, both from an operational standpoint and from a detail standpoint. So we're going to look into doing as many as updates as we can within our capacity. Uh, so this will
Yeah.
have all the same great features that the other large scale locomotives have. You have the non proprietary plug and play electronic board. These locomotives are DC out of the box, standard analog control, but the non proprietary board allows you to install a DCC decoder, either NMRA or NEM standard, or you can install a RC system and batteries for dead rail operation. It has a factory installed speaker, ball bearing power trucks, one motor per truck, LED lighting, detailed interior with an engineer, working knuckle couplers, power cables for the battery operation and RC control. Uh, so if for those of you who have picked up the our releases of the Dash 9 or the GP40, it is right along those same lines with all the features it comes with. Working smoke, I didn't even mention working smoke yet.
Yep. And we don't have any artwork for these yet to show off, but quite a list of road names as well, and of course 2 numbers per road name, so you can run them as depicted in the picture here. And as many were run in reality back to back. You've got Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy in the beautiful silver and red scheme. Pennsylvania Railroad 5711 and 5809, which are the two locomotives pictured here, and are preserved today by Bennett Levin in Philadelphia. And we're doing the Santa Fe 81 and 87 in the War Bonnet scheme. Union Pacific 928 and 934. 934, I believe, was at one point in the UP Heritage Fleet. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe that was the one, and it does still exist, but it's
Somewhat.
short of and long out of service.
Yeah, I think it might be a parts donor for the E9s at this point.
Mhm.
But nevertheless, it has its place in history. And then we're finishing it off with two B&O locomotives in the iconic Capitol Dome scheme with the blue, gray, and gold trim.
Yeah, kind of covers a whole lot of the classics for a very classic locomotive. So we look forward to giving you updates on that.
Definitely. And from the front of the train to the back of the train, we're also introducing a caboose to our 129 scale range, which is something that was definitely needed. We've got the end of train device car, but if you're running, if you're backdating your train a little bit, running, let's say, the two bay offset hoppers that just came out, might not necessarily be appropriate to run with a end of train device car. We are bringing out the offset cupola caboose.
Yeah, this is another former Aristocraft model, and it's really a premium model, and we're going to keep all the premium features that the original had. It's not just a caboose. Obviously looks great on the outside, but I think it's what on the inside that really sets it apart because it has a working LED lighting, a fully furnished interior. You can open the doors on each end of the car, all the separately applied ladders and grab irons, and we'll have black and metal wheels, wheels, for track powered pickup. 5 paint schemes in this release, painted and lettered red, similar to what we have in the mock-up shown there, and a Rio Grande, Santa Fe, Union Pacific, and Pennsylvania.
It's going to be a nice array of paint schemes. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Santa Fe with the yellow cupola. That's one of my favorite caboose schemes, just in general.
Yeah, it's real sharp looking.
And last but not least, we have two. We're going to round things off here, actually, with two new Thomas announcements in large scale, and that is Henrietta and Hannah. Again, a much requested addition, especially with Toby having been in our large scale line for a number of years. And it only makes sense that he should be reunited in scale with his passenger coach. And if you're making Henrietta, you can't go without making Hannah her sister. So
Hmm.
be expecting those sometime probably in late 2027.
Yeah, it's been a long overdue edition. You can see here we're using the N scale model just to illustrate. They will have the faces like they do in N scale, uh, and we'll have clear glass windows. Those very ornate handrails. Be a very nice looking model. For those of you who may not be familiar, I wasn't familiar until I did the research when we first came out with Hannah and N scale. So Henrietta likes to go slow. Hannah likes to go as fast as possible. So
There you go. You can replicate that on your railroad. Track layout depending.
yeah, I wonder what happens if you put them both in the same train at the same time.
Nothing good.
Yeah,
But yeah, that just about does it for our announcements. So bring Tyler
yeah,
back here as well.
yeah. It's been a long stream.
It has, yeah.
But the brochure is it's twice as large as it was in 2025. Kind of going back to our standard size for NMRA and mid-year announcements. So I had to get through it all. I
We
think we
did.
can. I think we can still spare a few minutes though to answer some questions.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna do a quick fire round of questions here because I have I got to go home and do bedtime with the kids. So um,
I gotta go home and do bedtime for myself.
that's equally as important.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'll start from the top. You start from the bottom, and let's go.
yeah, sounds good. Will we see an updated Henrietta and Hannah in HO scale?
Well, it's certainly a possibility, but right now, obviously we're going to focus on getting the large scale releases out there.
Mhm.
Okay. Can we make railway series trucks? We are doing actually a couple of railway series trucks. We're doing in HO scale at least. We're doing the Farquhar Quarry truck, and we're doing the Sodor China Clays truck. So those are definitely railway series.
Yeah, I believe the Spiteful Brake Van, the paint scheme on that was based on the Railway series as well.
Yeah. Oh, and of course we've also got the Northwestern Railway non-character brake van, which is railway series.
Mhm.
I had a question here. Would you guys ever think about doing skyscrapers again in HO scale structures? I would like to do some city buildings again. We'll have to see what we can do in the future. I did see a question also about a timeline for release for the Aero cars and the ALC 42Es. The goal is to have them out and in circulation by next summer.
Mhm. Question about for N scale if Gordon's coaches will be out in the next month or so. Yes, going off our shipping schedule that we have here for internal use, they are currently scheduled to arrive in September. That is subject to change, but that is the time frame we're looking at.
A question: any plans for an Aero train in N scale? Nothing official, but if you follow the progression of our Siemens equipment that is already out there, I think your answer is probably there. Any updates on Flying Scotsman? I'm going to leave that for the Thomas Tuesday or Thomas Thursday live stream this Thursday. So make sure to tune into that.
Got a bunch of Thomas questions, which is totally okay. Question about will the new Stone Load also be in the new Farquhar Quarry car for HO? Our plan is to just do the Farquhar Quarry car as a open wagon, just to at least in this release, just for some variety. But we may do it without the load, or with the load included in the future.
I have one about 19th century 460 and HO scale, and we're probably not far enough along, Tyler, to answer this yet. But is it going to have a hardwired DCC sound decoder, or is it going to be a plug and play?
I believe the plan is for it to be plug and play. Uh, yeah, generally for the sound decoders, they are plug and play because that's just the as long as we can make the space for it. It also helps us with engineering if we want to bring out a DCC ready version in the future to make it plug and play, so that we can just use the same circuit board.
Any chance we can get the 460 with a modernized 20th century steel cab and modern headlight and pile headlight? Um, we will most likely the model will most likely be designed for modification in the future if necessary. If we wanted to do something like that.
Mhm.
You should market the 460 with the new wooden 68-foot passenger cars. They will look great together, that is for sure.
On that note, I have the Strasbourg coaches arrived yet, referring to the 1900s era passenger cars, including Strasburg Railroad. We are expecting them I would say any day now. They are scheduled to arrive this month. I do see somebody asking about for Thomas doing Lady the Magical Engine because you got to have Lady with Diesel 10. We're not currently working on Lady. Something we can look into. We haven't been told no or anything like that. Same for Splatter and Dodge as well.
Gotta do it as the tooling capacity allows and as we're able to, pending permissions.
Mhm.
We got question whether we'll ever do a Boston and Maine version of the 68-foot passenger cars. I think it's very likely. I mean, it would be kind of crazy for us to do a Boston and Maine design car and not do Boston and Maine as a paint scheme at some point.
Right.
Are we gonna make Union Pacific 4014 and 844? No.
Yeah.
No, there's plenty of options for big boys out there, and for a decent amount for FEFs. So,
Yeah.
not something that we want to put tooling capacity towards right now.
Yeah. We always say, never say never, but it's a very low priority compared to models that are not represented on the market currently, like the 19th century 460.
Exactly.
I have a question that says, "Will this be on the website?" And I'm guessing this is referring to this live stream. We won't. We don't put it on our main website on the main Bachmann Trains domain, but we will have the the VOD or the replay available on Facebook and YouTube after the stream ends.
Well, and the brochure is available to browse on our website, as well as all of these products are also featured in our product listings on our website now as well. All right, I think that's probably all the questions that I can answer right now. Do you see any?
Yeah. I'm going to answer two more questions real quick. Have there been any thoughts about the rerun of the China steam locomotives here? It's been something we've gotten a few requests for. It would have to be coordinated with the Bachmann China, our sister company, when they do a production run.
Mhm.
So that's something that I don't believe that they have plans to do production on right now on HO scale. But if the opportunity arises, that's something that we'll consider.
For sure, they are very very nice locomotives.
Oh, the person who asked about if this will be on the website, talking about the new products, yes, the brochure is available on the website now, and if they're not up already, I believe we are going to be getting all the product listings up over the next couple of days.
Correct. Most of it should be up now already.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, I have all these products we were going to talk about behind me as well. I don't think we have time. I think we're at an hour and 36 minutes. So
Yeah, maybe we can squeeze in an extra stream in the next week or two.
yeah, since we have so many exciting arrivals coming soon, I think that's probably actually a good idea.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, Tyler, I think you're through all the questions you could ask or you could answer. I'm through all the ones I could answer. This is probably a good point to end it.
I think so. Just the one last question was about if there's any Thomas items releasing this month, and I imagine you'll talk about that on Thomas Thursday.
Yes, Thomas Thursday. You'll be able to find that on trainworld.com's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We'll go over all the Thomas stuff again and hopefully answer any questions that we're able to answer.
Yeah. As always, if there's a question that we missed, or if you are not watching live, if you're watching the replay and you have a question, leave it in the Facebook or YouTube comments, or you can send us an email at info@bachmanntrains.com.
And we will do our best to answer, especially if it's something that we're able to answer. Not every question can be answered, but we do our best. So with that, we'll see you on the next stream.
All right, everyone, have a good night.